Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here on the eve of the 2016 Royal Rumble. I chose to watch another Royal Rumble to get ready for tomorrow's big 2016 Royal Rumble, where the WWE Championship is going to be on the line. And so I honestly went to the WWE Network. I typed in Royal Rumble, and the first thing in the search results that came up with the Royal Rumble that I hadn't seen in a long time, I ended up going with. So I didn't really pick this Rumble. It was sort of picked for me. I went with the 2001 Royal Rumble. 2001 was a big year for the WWF at the time. And of course, this would be the year of the invasion, but I think here in January, definitely you could see the signs of WCW going off the tracks, but I still don't think anybody really believed that WCW would go up for sale, and Vince McMahon and the WWF would be buying it. So they definitely had plans going to WrestleMania, which was going to be in the Astrodome, one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time, but I don't think they knew that going down the road they were going to be doing the Invasion pay-per-view with ECW coming in, as well as WWF buying WCW and bringing in ECW guys as well. I don't think that ECW had closed yet, but definitely you could see them falling off the tracks as well. So this was a big Rumble. Lots of big name players in this one. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, lots of big names. Earlier in the night, which was the match before the Royal Rumble, we had Kurt Angle beating Triple H to become the new WWF champion. Well, no, he isn't the new champion because he had won the title a few weeks earlier on Raw. It was Triple H was the challenger, but he comes into play later during the Rumble. The Rumble starts off right at the very beginning with Jeff Hardy and Bull Buchanan pulling numbers 1 and 2. They fight around and Bull Buchanan gets the best of Jeff Hardy for a while before Matt Hardy comes out running out there at number 3. Within a few seconds, Matt and Jeff double team Bull, and they're able to eliminate Bull by throwing him over the top rope. From there, the Hardys you would think would just sort of sit back and relax, waiting for number 4 to come out, but actually Matt and Jeff go to wrestle and actually put the boots to each other in there before number 4 comes out, which is Farouk. Farouk doesn't last long in the Royal Rumble. The Hardys double team on him before eliminating him. And then number 5 comes out. I guess you can say, WWE Hall of Famer, Drew Carey, who this is his one-time appearance in the WWE, but it was enough to put him into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 27 when he went in, and he basically had his number come out. He's there to sort of do some, publicity stunt for his Saturday night improv pay-per-view, which is going to be the next weekend, and he's trying to get some publicity and get people to know about the show. In the pre-show, Vince McMahon met up with Drew Carey and basically told him that he was going to be in the Rumble and there was no way he could get out of it. So Drew took a long time. He basically was signing autographs and taking pictures to people on the way down to the ring. At this time, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are really fighting each other, and as Drew gets into the ring, Matt and Jeff are fighting on the top turnbuckle, and they both just seem to fall off, and they fall out of the Rumble. Drew Carey comes over and sort of mocks them for him being the only guy in the Rumble. He's in there for a few seconds, and then the buzzer goes off, and it's Kane. Kane comes down. He's really taking a long time to get to the ring, and he's sort of stalking Drew Carey, and Drew Carey is really pissing his pants, scared. And at this time, Raven's number comes out at number 7. Raven comes running down and saves Drew Carey. He starts the fight, and at this point, Drew Carey says, "I don't want to get hurt." And he just bails out of the ring. From here, we see Perry Saturn, and we see Steve Blackman as well as Al Snow fill up the ring, and as they come down, they're all bringing out more and more weapons, sort of showing that the hardcore part of WWE at the time, they had the hardcore division with all the guys. Honestly, when Al Snow came out, he came out before his time even was buzzed in, I guess you can say. And I sort of thought maybe that Raven might have been the champion at the time, and I thought maybe that Al Snow was going to start an impromptu 24/7 hardcore rules match, but then they told the story of basically that Raven had injured Al Snow, so they had a feud built into this. But Blackman, Saturn, and Snow, they all get their moment in the sun, basically, of having their hardcore match. They grab some trash cans and some kendo sticks, and the ring fills up with trash and things like that. But then from there, we go to Grandmaster Sexay, who comes running down. He doesn't last all that long. The Honky Tonk Man, he comes out at number 12. On his way to the ring, Kane had eliminated everyone from the Battle Royal at this point, and it was just Kane. He came out with his guitar. Honky Tonk Man went on to sing a song inside of the ring, and basically once that was done, Kane had heard enough, and he smashed the guitar over the Honky Tonk Man and tossed him over the top. From there, The Rock comes out at unlucky number 13, and he comes down, and they're really building up Rock versus Kane to really be a big deal in this Rumble as they go at it for a while. The ring starts to fill up again with guys like the Godfather, Taz, Bradshaw, Albert, Hardcore Holly, K-Quick, aka R-Truth, Val Venus, William Regal, Test. Lots of guys coming in, but nobody really matters, and nobody's really lasting all that long. Everybody's mostly falling out at about the 2-minute mark. From there, we get to the Big Show, who comes out at number 23. The Big Show, at this point, he is a former WWF champion, but he is a guy that they thought was gaining too much weight and was getting a little bit lazy. So basically, Big Show was sent to developmental, and this was his big surprise comeback, and the fans went bananas for it. He was only in the Royal Rumble for about 1 minute and 30 seconds before he was eliminated by The Rock, but he was not going to take that elimination lightly, where basically Big Show pulled The Rock out, not over the top, but he pulled him out and then delivered a choke slam to The Rock through the announce table at ringside, and laid The Rock out, where basically everybody kept saying The Rock wasn't eliminated, but he definitely really was hurt. From here, we see Crash Holly come in at 24. At number 25, we see The Undertaker, and by the time The Undertaker makes it to the ring, he has the Limp Bizkit music coming. It's all, blaring, rolling, rolling, rolling. And we see the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane, having a stare down inside of the ring when unlucky Scotty 2 Hotty has his theme go off, and this guy's like, fuck this. He's got to go into the ring with Undertaker and Kane side by side, and The Rock's laid down on the outside too, so Scotty 2 Hotty makes his way to the ring. He gets in there, and he's quickly eliminated. From there, we get Stone Cold Steve Austin coming in at number 27. We see Billy Gunn coming at 28. Haku at number 29, which is sort of a big thing to come into this, because Haku, the night before, was WCW Hardcore's champion, but his contract came up, and basically he gave the belt to Barbarian to give back to WCW management. He basically quit and was a secret surprise in this Rumble. Nobody really knew it was going to happen, just he came down to the ring, and you're like, that's a fucking WCW guy. How in the world is this possible? Rikishi had won a Battle Royal, I believe, on Monday Night Raw the weeks leading up to the Royal Rumble, where we knew he was going to be number 30. I apologize. When Stone Cold Steve Austin came out at number 27, he was instantly attacked by Triple H, who they fought all the way up the entrance ramp, where they were fighting around all of the pyrotechnics and all of the, the music stuff and everything like that, and Stone Cold gets really bloodied. He loses a lot of blood with a stiff shot from Triple H, the most blood I think you've ever seen in a Royal Rumble match, but Stone Cold makes his way back down to the ring. Around the time we get down to the final four, which ends up being Kane, Rock, Austin, and the badass Billy Gunn. I guess at this time he might have been the one Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn actually hits a Faymaster on Austin, but then is eliminated or soon after that. And then from there, Kane eliminates The Rock, which leaves Austin and Kane to be the final two in the Rumble. Not the biggest two names leading up into the end of a Rumble, but Stone Cold ends up eliminating Kane after Kane goes to drop Austin off the top, but then Austin squeams out the back, and then gives Kane the ride over the top. So It was a good Rumble. I mean, honestly, it had a lot of action in there, starting out with the hardcore stuff. You see the Hardy Boys fighting. You see the Brothers of Destruction squaring off. You see Triple H coming down, even though he's not even in the match, attacking Stone Cold Steve Austin, which would set up Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H at No Way Out. I believe it was like a 3 stages of hell match, which even though Stone Cold Steve Austin had won the Royal Rumble and was the #1 contender to go up against The Rock, who ends up beating Kurt Angle at No Way Out, setting up Austin versus Rock at WrestleMania. Stone Cold loses to Triple H. Triple H would go on. He was supposed to have a match against Shawn Michaels, who was the planned opponent, but ends up switching to The Undertaker when Michaels shows up loaded to a Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, it was a pretty good Rumble. I say definitely go out of your way to check this out. You might not have a chance to watch this before this year's Rumble, but keep it on your schedule for next year.